guys, I am Aaron Chandler and welcome to the very first episode of the Daily Scrum, bringing you the latest news and information surrounding the Rugby Super League, sponsored by Betfred. Now in today's video we're going to be talking about a suspension being brought down to just one game rather than two, some match cancellations, some man squads, and also the retirement at the end of the season of one of the Super League greats. So before we get started, guys, make sure you like, comment and subscribe for more sports videos. Click the notification bell so you never miss another video. As you can see, I'm in my home comfort, so my dressing gown. I thought I'd get comfortable in this video. And, I thought I'd make it look nice and relaxed. So I thought I'd get my new dressing gown, thought I'd get nice and pumped up, and get comfortable, get your coat, get your popcorn, sit back and relax, and let's have a look at the latest news today from the Super League. So starting off with the retirement at the end of the season of James Graham. So all the information in this episode comes from Love Rugby League online, and of course the St Helens prop James Graham has confirmed he will retire at the end of this current Super League season. The 35-year-old has made more than 400 appearances for St Helens, Canterbury Bulldogs and St George Illawarra Dragons. He has earned 53 caps for Great Britain and England as well. Now, Graham rejoined Saints on a one-year deal earlier this season, and as the 2020 season reaches the conclusion, Graham has confirmed this season will be his last. Now, he officially confirmed, saying, "Playing for St Helens and over in the NRL has been an absolute honour. I'm gutted this season will be my final one as a player, but I came to Saints saying I would have one last all-in push for this season and nothing has changed there. Finishing my career at my boyhood club was an opportunity I couldn't resist. Unfortunately, I'm gutted we've not been able to play in front of our fans, as I know they'll feel every pass, every tackle and every run. I've even missed the opposition fans who would give me a piece of their mind. I've had so many fantastic memories throughout my career here at Saints, in the NRL and on the international stage representing my country. It has all been a huge honour. I would like to thank all my family and friends who supported me throughout my career and all the people involved from community clubs, Thurtio Heath and Blackbrook, to people at the St Helens Academy, as well as everybody involved at Canterbury Bulldogs and St George Illawarra Dragons. Now that all has been said, the season has not finished yet, and my intention now is to completing the job I came here to do with St Helens. We're going to take things game by game, moment by moment, and give ourselves the best possible opportunity to finish the job." So there we go, that is the statement made by James Graham. St Helens confirmed this news on Twitter as well. You can go and have a look at that yourselves. And, 400 appearances for St Helens, for Canterbury, for the Illawarra Dragons. A combination of the Super League and the NRL. And, I think the statement there confirming to St Helens that when he came back, it was one last push and that was it. He's sticking to his word. It's a fair play to the guy. And, I've seen loads of highlights over James Graham's career, and, this guy's had an incredible career. The stats don't lie. The stats don't lie. 53 caps for Great Britain and England, that's incredible for James Graham. So, I want to wish the best of luck to James Graham for the rest of this season, and of course St Helens, and best of luck in his retirement as well, because I know that retiring from rugby, from the game that you love, might be hard. But it should be interesting to see where James Graham goes next. Does he go into punditry? Does he try and train as a coach or a manager? We'll have to see with that. But I think that James Graham has done an incredible service to rugby, to the Super League, to the NRL, to St Helens, to all the teams he represented, to Great Britain, to England, and fair play to James Graham for announcing his retirement now during the final furlong of the season. So, fair play to the guy, and I wish him the best of luck for the rest of this season and beyond his retirement. So, big story there from James Graham today. Now we're going to be going across to the next story, which is about some matches that have been cancelled. So 2 matches have been cancelled. Huddersfield clash with Castleford after the Tigers reported 12 positive COVID-19 tests, and also Salford's match with Warrington on Friday has been cancelled. And Salford informed the Super League and the RFL that only 13 players were available for selection, including 2 recent loan signings and 2 players promoted from the academy. And under competition rules governing forfeited restrictions, Warrington will be awarded a 24-0 victory, so the matter will be referred to RFL's compliance department for further consideration. In the meantime, Super League continues to explore fixture rescheduling options in the light of this morning's announcement. So that's why Salford and Warrington's clash got cancelled. However, Huddersfield and Castleford, like I just said, the Tigers have reported 12 positive tests of COVID-19. The Rugby Football League and the Super League will today liaise with Public Health England. Castleford and the Tigers' last opponents Leeds before the multiple case group meets to consider the data and decide the next steps. So Castleford's tests were conducted on Tuesday, October 27th, so yesterday, and the results of this week's testing across all clubs will be provided as soon as complete information is available. So very sad endings to those games. It's very, very sad. Of course, the Salford-Warrington clash is an immediate victory for the opposition. However, with Castleford and Huddersfield, it should be interesting to see where they're going to reschedule this game. I do believe that there will be a rescheduled fixture of that. There may be, there may not be, but I do believe personally they will reschedule that fixture. So, to be fair, it's the only fair way to do it is to reschedule it at a different date past the 2 weeks where you've got the 12 positive tests, and the Castleford Tigers are going to have to self-isolate some players. So it's going to be an interesting end to the season. And it's going to be interesting on Castleford's part as well to see what happens with the end result of this. Is it an immediate result for Huddersfield because of time limit and time restraints to completing the fixture at a later date, or is it going to be rescheduled at a later date anyway once all the self-isolation period's done? It's going to be interesting to see what happens with that, but I am very excited to see either way when Castleford returns to the field. And of course, Leeds Rhinos, they're going to be a big opponent for Castleford in the next week or so, so it's going to be interesting to see whether that fixture gets cancelled as well. So there we go, that's looking at some cancelled fixtures, but now let's have a look at some 21-match squads. So the 21-man squads for Super League fixtures on Friday. Of course, we know the cancelled ones: Huddersfield against Castleford and Warrington versus Salford. Now St Helens are facing Wigan at 7:45 PM on Friday. Now St Helens squad includes Coote, Makinson, Naikwama, Grace, Lomax, Fages, Roby, Tyat, Peru, McCarthy, Scarsbrook, Knowles, Lees, Amor, Paolo, Bentley, Wellesby, Eves, Sim, Dodd, Wingfield and Graham. And then the Wigan squad is Hardacre, Harkinson, Gildart, J. Burgess, French, Lulai, Clubb, Powell, G. Burgess, Isa, Farrell, Flower, Greenwood, Smithies, Partington, Bullock, Byrne, Bibby, Smith, Hastings and Singleton. So very interesting there from the Wigan versus St Helens squad reveal. Of course, that was revealed this morning as well. And obviously, full 21-man squads revealed for this. And it's going to be interesting to see how that fixture ends up. There have been, of course, past occasions where it's gone either way. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one's going to end up. I mean, this one's going to be a very crucial fixture in the season because, of course, the clash could be crucial in deciding who claims the league leader's shield, with both sides currently in first and second place. This is going to be one of the clashes of the season in the Super League. Now, the Saints are just in front as things stand despite the loss to Salford back on Monday, with one more win and an extra game than the Lancashire rivals. But the Warriors will benefit from a longer turnaround since their last game, having a full week to prepare. Now, of course, if you wanted to look at specifics in terms of why people are in the squad, let's have a look at St Helens specific reasons first. So 7 senior first teamers returned to the Saints, including Lomax, Coote and Roby. Walmsley out with suspension. Ashworth, Smith and Batchelor are among those dropping out. The youngsters Eves and Wingfield keeping their places after impressing against Salford. Now, Wigan's Warriors make 2 changes, with Byrne and Hankinson recalled, replacing Dom Manfredi, who missed out with a knee problem, and also Joe Shorrocks. So, a couple of changes for Wigan, and a few altercations for the St Helens squad. And like I said, this is going to be probably one of the clashes, arguably the clash of the season so far. So, of course, that kicks off at 7:45 in the evening. Over on Friday. I can't wait to see who wins this one because it's going to be a very interesting clash. It'll be very interesting to see who starts, who lines up, And, it's going to be interesting to see how they play, because, of course, you've got to remember it's first against second, so they're both going to be up for it and both want the win. And, a win could literally take them up to first. So it's got to be, this is like the clash of who wins the league leader's shield. And who's going to be one of the favourites, shall we say, going into the playoffs for the Super League final. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. It'll be interesting to see if the changes to these squads will work. And, the people that impressed for St Helens against Salford on Monday, the youngsters, Wingfield especially, are they going to impress again? Or is, the changes to Wigan Wanderers' 21-man squad going to be a help or a hindrance to St Helens? We're going to have to see with that one. So very interesting there. Finally, let's have a look at a red card and a ban that has been sort of minimised from the previous recording of what the ban length was. So Alex Walmsley's suspension has been reduced from 2 games to 1. So of course talking about St Helens. Walmsley has had a 2-match ban halved on appeal. The England prop was handed the punishment for a dangerous tackle on Leeds centre Alex Sutcliffe during Friday's Super League win over the Rhinos by the Rugby Football League's match review panel. The Saints launched an appeal and an independent tribunal downgraded the offence from Grade C to Grade B after agreeing the tackle was careless rather than reckless. Walmsley will still miss the Friday derby with Wigan, but will free for St Helens' trip to Catalan's Dragons on Thursday week. He's also been fined £500. So this one's a very interesting story. Now, I did go back and have a look at the tackle. I agree with the halving of the ban. I think it was just reckless. It wasn't really reckless as like a major reckless. It was like a careless. It was like not as dangerous as first awarded. So, I do agree with the ban. I think that opposition fans may not agree with the ban. But, it's going to be it's one of those things where you just got to accept it, move on, move forth. And, watching back, I did think that Walmsley should have got the 1-match ban rather than the 2. So I think the referees have appealed it. They've made the right decision, in my opinion. And, I think it'd be great to see Walmsley back into that St Helens squad for the Catalan Dragons trip on Thursday. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with all of that. So, thank you very, very much for watching episode 1 of the Daily Scrum, bringing the latest news and rumours from the Rugby Super League. Big stories coming out of today with the match ban, the 21-match squad for Wigan versus St Helens, arguably the biggest clash of the season so far with first versus second. And also the big stories there, talking about the 2 cancelled matches, and obviously the retirement of James Graham, pretty much a modern day legend in the sport. So, big stories for the first episode. So thank you very much, guys, for watching the first episode. Tune in tomorrow, hopefully, for a new episode. And for now, I'm Aaron Challoner. Don't forget, there's going to be Six Nations action this weekend, I believe, on the 31st of October. So that should be pretty good. And can't wait for that. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.